Okay, you guys, so today we're going to take the solving part of systems of equations. Sorry, I can't talk today. And we're going to actually move on to the next step, which is taking away the graph and using our solving skills wow, I really can't talk, with equations in order to move to the next part. So we're going to take away the graph. We're going to actually solve the equations, but we're still looking for the point where those two lines would intersect each other on a graph, but we're just not going to be looking at a graph. We're going to use our math and our equation solving skills to do that, okay? So we're still going to be doing the same type of thing where our answers are all going to be in ordered pair, where we have to find x and y. So we're going to be plugging in values. This is called substitution, okay? So substitution literally means when you take something out and put something else in its place, just like a substitute teacher would take the place of a regular teacher for the day. So we're going to plug things in, get our answers, and then we're going to have to turn around and make sure we have the other set for x and y, okay? So first thing, okay, so the first one we have over here is y equals negative 3x plus 4 when x equals 8. So what I want you to look for every time is the value that you can plug in, and we're going to circle that. So 8 is going to go in for x in the top equation. And the important thing here is that nothing else in that top equation is going to change except for the x. So y equals negative 3, x comes out, and 8 goes in its place, and then we finish with plus 4. And then we're just going to solve. So y equals negative 3 times 8 is negative 24 plus 4, and then y equals negative 20. Okay, so we have an ordered pair, right? We just found y, which was negative 20, and then I gave you the x earlier when we started, so that's 8. So our ordered pair where these two lines would cross on a graph would be at point 8, negative 20. Okay, so same thing again. Y equals negative 3x plus 4 when y equals 7x. So again, we're circling what we need to plug in. It says y equals that, so it goes in for y. And we're going to solve. 7x plugs in for y, and the rest stays exactly the same. Equals negative 3x plus 4. Now we have to get our variables together, so this guy needs to move over there by doing the opposite. So I'm going to add 3x to both sides. We have 10x equals 4. Divide by 10 on both sides, and x equals, and it's 4 over 10, or you could put 2/5. Okay, so there's my x. So in my ordered pair right now, I have the x part, which is 2/5. Now I have to figure out the y. Well, in order to do that, we have an equation here that says y equals 7 times x. And I now know what x is, so I'm going to plug it in for that amount. So y equals 7 times x comes out, and 2/5 goes in, and I have y equals 14/5. And there's the second half of my ordered pair. Okay? Moving on to the next one, same thing. So this slide just basically kind of tells you everything that I've already been saying. Find the equation that has the y equals or the x equals, substitute it into the other equation, use the distributive property, combine like terms, solve for that first one, then substitute in the other one, solve for the second one, and you can check your solution by plugging them both in. Okay, so same thing on letter A over here. I'm looking for y equals, this is it. Okay, 3x is what I'm going to substitute in for the y in the second equation. So everything else stays the same. X plus 2. Y comes out, and what I circled goes in its spot, equals 14. Okay, and then we solve. X plus 2 times 3x is 6x equals 14. Combine like terms gives me 7x equals 14. Divide by 7, and x equals 2. Okay, now we have x, and we need to get our second part. So in my ordered pair, I have 2. I'm looking for the y value. If I go back up, it tells me that y equals 3 times x. So I'm going to plug my x value in for that. So y equals 3, x comes out, and 2 goes in its spot, and I have y equals 6. So 6 is my second part of my ordered pair. Okay? All right, next one, same thing. 3x plus y equals 50, and x equals 3y. So again, the bottom one is what we want. It says that's what x equals this time, so it goes in for x in the top equation. So I have 3, x comes out, and 3y goes in, plus y equals 50. These get multiplied, and I have 9y plus y equals 50. Together, they make 10y equals 50. And then I divide by 10 on both sides, and y equals 5. Okay, again, that's half of what we need, right? So if I write that on here, my ordered pair is something, comma, 5. And then I got to plug this in for y in here. So x equals 3, y comes out, 5 goes in, so x equals 15. And my answer is 15, comma, 5. Okay, the ordered pair at which they would meet on a graph. Okay, same thing. Here we go. A little bit easier this time. X equals 9, right? So 9 is going to go in for x. That little negative sign has to stay because, like I said, everything else about the equation stays the same. So negative, x comes out, 9 goes in, plus y equals negative 3. To get my terms together, I have to do the opposite. So I'm going to add 9, and y equals 6. So in my ordered pair, 6 would be here, but x is 9. So 9 we've already given to you, and that would go here. We don't have to solve for it that time. So you're always looking to make sure if that's already done or not. Okay? Next one. Y equals my 4x, negative 4x. It's going to go in for y here. So negative 4x equals 3x plus 21. I need to move my like terms together, so I'm going to subtract this because it's the opposite. Negative 7x equals 21. Divide by negative 7 on both sides, and x equals negative 3. Okay, so in my ordered pair, negative 3, comma, and then we're going to find the y. So x goes in for the x up here. We've got y equals negative 4 times negative 3. Negative times negative makes a positive, so y equals 12. So that's here, and there's my ordered pair. Okay, pause the video, see if you can do this last one by yourself. Okay, so hopefully you've got your answer. This guy's what I'm circling. It's going to go in for y. So I have 5x minus 4. Y comes out. 6x goes in, equals negative 19. So I multiply. Negative 4 times 6x gives me negative 24x. Combine like terms gives me negative 19x equals negative 19. If I divide on both sides, I get x equals 1. And then I have to plug it back into this. So y equals 6. X comes out, 1 goes in, and y equals 6. So my ordered pair is 1, 6. Okay, let me know if you have any